Hi guys, welcome to Paradox Psychology of channel again. Now, in this video, we're going to be zooming into this card and the technology behind these Baccarat cards, and we will explain these digital prints on the card. As a result of what is called as a result of AR, which is augmented reality. And so let's explain a bit before we start talking about the technology behind this. See this figures 578, 7 Jack. Now, as you guys can see, if you compare this number, the size of this font, compare it to this size of this player and banker on the table. Supposedly, this player and bankers, the font size is very large, and this card, basically, these figures are so large, it just doesn't make sense because a real card, you cannot have this type of font sizes on the card. Okay, so obviously these are digital prints and digital tricks, and it creates some kind of a visual impact. And you guys can see that these are all visual digital tricks or digital prints. All right, it's called as a result of augmented reality. So what augmented reality or AR technology, what it does is it imposes these figures on the card and makes it look like as if it's a real card. So it's part of a technology called virtual reality and augmented reality. Okay, AR and VR. So basically, these are overlays, and these overlays of these numbers can be easily altered with a remote control or with an application, and they can do that through these RFID, through these bar scan code, okay, or scan barcode. As you guys can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all RFIDs. This can be linked with a Wi-Fi to a remote control or an application where they can change these figures through AR, through augmented reality. And we will explain everything behind this technology, how they can change these numbers easily without you noticing, even before the cards come out of the deck. All right. So basically, some of you been asking me that is it really possible for these cards to get flipped inside the deck? But it's not about this card getting flipped with the card behind it. That's not the case. The thing is, these cards are empty. These are empty cards, blank cards with RFID. What it does is that before the cards come out, they print them on the card. These numbers are printed on the card before they come out by their central monitoring room or central control room. Okay. Now, some of you are even asking me, if this is the case, then the dealer should know. Sometimes the dealer herself, she doesn't know what's going on, to be honest with you. She's her job is only to deal the card as they come out and then count these figures. Her job is not really to be part of this scam work done by the casinos. All right, so basically it's not her fault. She's just working there. She's the dealer. She doesn't know what the heck is going on, and the card can be altered by the control room, and they don't really communicate with the dealers. Okay, so don't say that why now the dealers are not speaking out, if there is a scam like this, because she doesn't know. Simple as that. She is an employee and she is just dealing the cards, and she doesn't know what's going on, in the control room and how they are changing these numbers. And also, we will explain you guys by an ex supervisor, an online casino, and we will have his confession about these manipulation that's taking place in online casinos as well. So buckle up and enjoy the show. So as we say, these fonts, they don't make sense because of the font sizes are large. It's almost as big or even bigger than the large font sizes on the table. Okay, so basically, there's no real card in such large print. Okay, so obviously, hypothetically or realistically, it doesn't make sense. So I mean, definitely we have to come to a concrete conclusion that these are not real cards. These are blank cards with an imposed overlays by augmented reality. They impose these numbers on the cards and how these numbers can be changed. So we will explain to you guys how they do it. All right, guys, now we're going to be explaining the augmented reality in more detail. And pay attention to this video very carefully. This is by IBM Technology, and she's a representative of IBM. And she will explain how the augmented reality works. And pay attention to her very, very carefully and learn how this AR works. And then we will explain within the context of the Baccarat shoe how they apply AR on Baccarat cards. So let's have a short video by this representative from IBM.
Reality, or augmented reality, or AR, is the real-time integration of digital content into a user's real-world environment. Let's use a simple example. Say that I've moved into a new home and I need a new couch. I can stand in my empty living room, and thanks to AR and my phone's camera, I can digitally overlay a couch that I'm considering in my real-world space. Thanks, IKEA Place. Now, augmented reality can obviously do much more than overlay digital couches, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about what AR is and isn't a little bit more. Augmented reality is not a synonym for virtual reality. Virtual reality, or VR, is when a user is fully immersed in the virtual world. Think putting on a VR headset or VR goggles. They're not interacting with their real world at the same time. They are completely in the virtual one. Now, there is something called mixed reality. Mixed reality is really a hybrid, like it suggests, where you have the real world and the virtual world interacting with each other. Think Star Trek and the holodecks, where you had the real and the virtual seamlessly integrated. Now, augmented reality, going back to that, is when you have the real world and you have a digital experience overlaid or augmenting that real world experience. It's not replacing anything, it's adding to it. What it is, reality. You have marker-based. Let's go into the types of augmented reality. You have marker-based and marker-less. Marker-based. This is when you have a marker or a trigger that starts the augmented reality experience. The user has to interact, set off that trigger in order for it to start. Think of it as QR codes, as an example. You can scan the QR code, and that...
Pay attention to this, guys. Is marker-based is basically, it's a triggering factor where they trigger the change in the digital print. So basically, as you mentioned, it can be triggered through a QR code. Now, this is a QR code that you guys see on the Baccarat cards, right? So you guys all saw that QR codes on the Baccarat card. These are triggering factors where they allow them or enable them in order to change the digital print.
Experience pops up on your phone. These can be very flexible and cost-effective. Now, marker-less, as the name suggests, doesn't require a trigger or a marker. Instead, they're more dynamic. They rely on things like GPS or sensors, computer vision, to map out a user's environment in real time and deliver dynamic, spontaneous content. This is wonderful, but can also be on the expensive side. Now, we've talked about marker-based, we've talked about marker-less. Let's get back to those examples. I mentioned that couch and the empty living room.
So the couch represents the card in this case. So when she says the couch, for us is really the empty cards. It's the same thing. When she says that the overlay of the prints on the couch is actually, or whatever animation on the couch, for us is are those the digital prints on the blank cards. Okay, so just change this couch into a blank card, and it will all will make sense to you guys when she's explaining the augmented reality.
That's an example of our first use case, which is enhanced product visualization. Now, this can work for more than just couches, obviously. You can even try on clothes and makeup at home before making a purchase. The second is an improved in-store navigation. Why does this matter? Well, say I'm walking into a new location of a favorite store and I'm not quite sure where to find things. It's not laid out exactly the same, but luckily for my app and either a marker-based or marker-less augmented reality, I can get a real-time contextual map showing where my favorite products are, where the best deals are, or even suggesting products based on my past purchase history.
So let's go back to the the when she mentioned about the enhanced product visualization and improved navigation. What it means is that in within the context of the Baccarat cards, the enhanced product visualization is basically that's what you are seeing when I say the font sizes are large on the Baccarat cards. It's as a result of EPV, which that's called enhanced product visualization. And the augmented reality technology also will have an improved navigation of these cards inside the deck. Basically, the navigation system is within the control room, where basically they will distribute the numbers or distribute the outcomes according to the navigation uh, of their system, how they want to navigate it, and all the sequences of the outcome will be known prior to the cards coming out. Okay, so that's as a result of this EPV and navigation or improved navigation.
App and either a marker-based or marker-less augmented reality, I can get a real-time contextual map showing where my favorite products are, where the best deals are, or even suggesting products based on my past purchase history. A third and related experience is a seamless omni-channel integration. Now, what does this mean? Essentially, it means that for you, the customer, you can have a smooth experience whether you are on the websites, other e-commerce platforms, using a mobile app, or going into the store. Your experience goes with you without any break. We've talked about the use cases, but they've all been commerce-based. Augmented reality isn't limited to commerce. We see uses for augmented reality in healthcare, manufacturing, education, gaming.
Bingo, gaming. All right. She said it, guys. She's from IBM Technology, and she's the provider of augmented technology. She explained the whole thing very clearly, and just pay attention to what she's saying, and this is exactly what we're talking about. All right. She said it. There you go. Gaming. Okay. Voila.
Shout out to all my fellow Pokemon Go players. So what can augmented reality do for you and your business? Well, you can click the links below to learn more.
All right, guys. So basically, she said it all. Okay. I don't have to explain it again. Everything was clear. Now you know what augmented reality is and how these figures on the card are imposed. They are overlays. And the QR codes are basically, these are the triggering factors. Through this QR scan code, they do change all these figures as they like before the cards come out from the deck. Okay, and the technology is there. Is this is, and she's from IBM Technology, and she explained to you how these work. So I'm not trying to make this up. This is not something that I am suspicious about. This is real. This is a fact. These technologies are available, and she said it. The IBM said it. These applications and technology is heavily used in online gaming. All right. So now we're gonna move on to an ex supervisor of online gambling platform, and and listen to his confession about the whole how they work around this. All right, guys, here we are. Now, in this short video, we will be showing you guys a confession by an ex supervisor who used to work for one of the online gambling operating company. And then we will listen to him carefully. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause on some key comments that he made, and I will try to elaborate exactly what he means, and how his comments, as he confesses, in terms of different strategies or different approaches, different tricks that these online gambling platforms use, and I'll try to explain them, more clearly within the context of our previous videos, and try to explain it in a more detail. So let's listen to this short video, and we will try to pause. So basically, if you are consistently winning, or there's a check to you that you are using some kind of strategy or software or systems, and you are consistently winning, they will tag you that you are a problem customer for them. So basically, once you're tagged, they will be after you. That's where they will try to play all kinds of tricks on you. So it's all about when you are tagged. Okay. So in all of these programs, such as VIP bonuses and so forth, these are tricks to to get you to be loyal to these casinos, so that you keep playing, so that they can profile you out. Because if you change your accounts so rapidly, they won't be able to understand who you are and what kind of strategies you are using. But if you are consistently playing with them through these VIP programs, they will be able to, profile you out in more detail. And if you are winning consistently, you will notice that as you move up the grade or rank on your VIP, eventually you will start losing everything. That's all right, guys. As you said that, you can't win. So I get some comments in our channel by some guys saying that, oh, I won whatever $100,000, or I won $20,000. Yeah, but well, look, I don't know if it's a false claim by one of the casino operator. They're trying to disturb the our channel, but assuming that is true, even if you win once or twice, it doesn't mean that you're gonna win, right? So whenever you win, you will come back, and you win if you take that win, and if you manage to withdraw that money in the first place, then you are a winner. But if you win, definitely 100%, most of the time, you will come back, and you're going to lose it all and even more. So, don't brag about you winning, okay? Please. So basically, if you win, good for you. Can you take the money, run, and never gamble again? I guarantee you, you won't be able to. You will come back, and you will play again, and you're going to lose it all. So in the long run, they are just waiting for you to come back. So whenever you win, they know that you will come back, and once you come back, they know that you are back because you are tagged. And once you are tagged, that's it. They're going to play all kinds of algorithm. They're going to unleash their algorithm to attack your bets, and you will see that all the bets going wrong until you're going to lose everything. And out of frustration, you're going to bring more money, and then you're going to lose that as well. All right. And there you go. This is what we know what the guy says. All right. So basically, that's the end of it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed, this video. And the most important element, for me was, to explain you how the augmented technology works, and as well as a confession by an ex-supervisor of online casino to tell you guys exactly, it does exist, that these online casinos are profiling you out. They are trying to understand your betting behavior. If you are consistently winning, they will be after you, either through stopping your withdrawals, or by attacking your bets and going against you and playing all kinds of tricks, psychological manipulation, and you start chasing losses, and that's what they're after. Okay, so basically all of this does exist behind the screen, and you guys are not noticing. And by playing an online casino, you are just contributing to a bunch of criminals and a bunch of thieves. Their objective is actually, to maximize their own profit through tricks and scams, and literally stealing your everyone's life saving. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will make more videos around this topic, to help people out around the globe. And be careful when you are playing on these platforms. It's not what you see. There are so many things going on behind the scene that you guys don't know. So help yourself, help your family, and protect your hard-earned money. All right, guys. Cheers.